I think there are two really common problems with data. One is that we collect it for other people rather than ourselves. Data can be incredibly useful, but if you do it for compliance purposes to try and justify what you're doing, the people involved in the collection cease to value it, and you can overwork it, and that adds to teachers' workload. The other one is that when we take it too literally, data is incredibly useful at giving an objective start to problem solving, but it doesn't hold the answers itself. So if you just take data literally, then I think you're going to run into problems. If you start it as a conversation to start probing, then I think it has its uses. One of the risks of data is a sense of false precision inside schools, I think. I think when you get a number, it has this power that a qualitative judgment doesn't seem to have, and people trust it. And yet the quality of the collection of the data is so important, but once it's written down, it becomes overwhelming, and we cease to talk about the qualitative judgments and just use that number as a shorthand, whereas the performance of any child is variable over time and in different domains as well. So I think you can lose a lot of the judgment of teachers if you are in too much of an awe over the number.
I think that some of the most common issues around assessment data are that we have so much of it and we're often not quite sure what the best bits are, how we should be using it, how we should be interpreting it, how we should be getting the analysis of it right. I think another big issue with data is we spend a lot of time collecting it, and the administration around that can be quite burdensome, but then we don't often leave ourselves the time to act on it and to get the good insights from it. I also think that some of the methods we have for generating assessment data are not as accurate or as robust as they could be, and then potentially lead to misleading conclusions.
Data can often be seen as an issue, and the main issue regarding use of data is people being driven by it and also rather than being informed by it. Data ceases to be a problem when you use it to project and predict and inform rather than just to respond to an accountability regime. The other danger is that any data measure has often perverse unintended consequences. And if people are informed rather than driven by data, they'll think about what the response is and be informed and recognise the choices they have within the response.